anyone that decides to say anything, keep it respectful. This is the child.
How are you going to demand respect knowing what your little bastard did? You want to demand respect? Maybe you should have raised your daughter to have some respect and not attack people. Maybe you should have raised your daughter with respect.
Look at them ankles, boy. Shamar, look at Giant. Julia. Why did you my son? Hey, foot, don't touch my brother foot. Why? Don't touch me. Oh, no, those ankles asses. Look at them bitches, red crackhead. Other bitch more.
Who raised these little bastards? You guys are talking about her ankles and making all these comments. I'm sorry, but all of y'all are growing up in the projects. So the nerve of y'all to be sitting over here talking about this woman, attacking this woman and her children, you're in the same up situation she's in. Whoever raised these little bastards, they need to catch charges. Y'all would probably be mad at this mom if she was a legal gun owner and started popping off at these kids as soon as they put hands on her and her son as a means to protect herself and her son. She'd be the problem if she started beating on some of those kids. Yes, they're kids, but see how many there are? There is no way for her to fight back against all these kids at the same time while protecting her children, and I am all for every single parent of these little bastards getting charges put on them.
All right, so now I'm gonna have to start blurring out parts because as you can see, the girl squares up with the mom and then she goes in to hit her.
So not only that, you're a coward. You're gonna hit somebody from behind. That tells me everything I need to know about your upbringing or lack thereof. It says, I'm so drained and emotional. I had to watch my son get slammed to the ground while they were banging my son's head into the concrete. He was trying to get to me because I was getting jumped. He was terrified, and so was my daughter. And the little boy pulled my youngest baby's hair. She was hollering and crying. Where are your parents? How would your parent feel if this was happening to their child? How would you feel if you're one of these little bastards doing this? How would you feel if it was a gang of children doing this to you? You'd cry victim. I was so hurt, I couldn't get to my kids. I feel like I failed my kids, but also didn't want to put my hands on a minor. It's definitely a law. Y'all, I'm sitting here crying. I can still hear the cries of my kids saying, Mommy, help me. I'm hurt. I'm scared. As a mom, that has to be terrifying. And no, you're not a bad mother, okay? You're not a bad mother. You were trying your best. You were surrounded by a bunch of hyenas. My heart goes out to this mother. My heart goes out to her children. I can't imagine being in that situation, and I don't ever want to be in that situation where you are trying to defend your family, you're trying to protect your kids, and unfortunately, because of the massive attack that is happening against you, you're unable to do so. You are not a bad mother. You did not fail your children. Those parents of those little bastards that attacked you, they're the failures. You could kill someone banging their head against the concrete. It's like these kids, they're being raised to be sociopaths. They're being raised to not understand that human life has value. They're being raised to think that everything's a effing joke. As long as it's not happening to them, it doesn't matter. Not everything is a effing joke. And then we wonder why we get viewed the way we do within society. Because we have our little kids out here behaving this way, attacking our own. That's why they say most of the time, Black people are the ones who have the most Black fatigue. This is why. She's trying to protect her kids. She's trying to protect herself, and she can't because y'all little bastards are out here running around like little thugs. Like I said, I'm all for charging the parents. And see, this is exactly why I said she didn't want to put her hands on a minor. But if she had pulled out that pew-pew and fired away on some of them, I would have no issues with that. Because guess what? Y'all are putting her life, her children's life in danger. You don't think little middle schoolers are capable of murder? They are. So she had every right to defend herself if she was a legal gun owner and she popped off on a few of them kids. I would have had no issues with it. If you are up in arms of me saying that, well, guess what? You should be up in arms of the parents who put their child in that situation by not raising them to be worth a damn, by not raising them to have respect and dignity, by not raising them to keep their damn hands to themselves.
We're not hitting them. The little kids hitting them, not the big kids. The big kids not touching them. I'm saying the little kids. Smash that on my brother. Damn! Crack! Damn! Damn! homie go. Let my homie go. Let my motherfucker.
Charge them as adults. I don't give a damn if they're middle schoolers. Charge them as adults. They want to behave this way, charge them as adults. I'm so sick of this type of behavior plaguing our community because they don't need to be out on the streets. They don't need to be at anybody's school. They don't need to be out and about ready to harm anybody else. Charge them as adults.
They working it. They working it. Damn! Damn! Oh my God! Dang!
Need to lock them up.
Oh, man.
Lock them up.
Where are the damn parents? Y'all raise these little bastards to be menaces to society, and then you wonder why everybody looks at the community the way they do. It's because you got little hyenas running around doing things like this. Charge them as adults. She needs to file a civil lawsuit against all they parents.
And for all of you people on this app claiming I was scary and bogus for not helping my kids, how could I, when they had me on the ground stumping me out, then they involved my daughter, a 12-year-old boy, pulled my 6-year-old daughter hair. No, I'm not okay.
I would like to see how you would respond if you were getting stomped out by multiple kids. I would like to see how you are just gonna Rambo and save your kids against a bunch of mob of little bastards. People love to just talk out their ass and they have no idea what it's like to be in these situations. How are you gonna criticize this woman and be like, well, why didn't you do that? She was getting attacked too. Did you not see the video? People think so highly of themselves. They think that they are Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible. That's what they think. They don't understand when you're in real life situations like this, it's a lot harder than doing just that. So do not get on here and talk crazy to this mother saying, well, she shoulda, we shoulda. No, these mothers and fathers of these little bastards that attacked her and hers, they should have raised their kids with some damn respect. They should have put foot to ass when they knew that their child was a little bastard, a little hyena. You send your child to school to learn, not to do this. But see, a lot of these parents, they don't give a damn. They do not pay attention to what their kid is doing, just laissez-faire parenting. Or the other side of this, you have parents that behave just like this. They behave just like their little bastard ass kid. And that's where they get it from.
There was even somebody on Instagram, Eastside Ivio, who took a screenshot of all of the children. Let me show you guys the screenshot of all of these thugs involved, and then I'm going to play what she said led up to it.
Starting with this little girl with this ugly flamingo coat on. Big coat.
And in addition to those kids that he screenshotted was this girl who set the whole thing off. Now, this girl was the one to hit the mom first, and then she hit her again, which made all of the other kids follow suit. But according to her, she's now saying that she was being a follower.
See, everyone wants to scapegoat accountability. No, you were engaging in thuggerish behavior. You were not just following, you led it. You're the first one to throw a punch. When you step so far out of the confines of what a civilized individual behaves like, I don't care. Put your ass on blast. You could have killed her and her kids behaving this way. So do you think I give a damn that they're putting you on blast and showing your faces? I don't care. I'm here to tell you I don't care. And usually I would blur out a child's face. More times than not, I'm going to blur out a child's face. This situation, absolutely not. You engaged in this behavior. Hell, y'all were recording it your damn selves. You think I give a damn?
Okay, so this is an update, y'all. I want y'all to meet Kamira. She is one of the children that was a part of the fight at OT Bright School on yesterday. We're just coming live so she can say her piece and take accountability. I won't say too much. And please, anyone that decides to say anything, keep it respectful. This is the child.
How are you going to demand respect knowing what your little bastard did? You want to demand respect? Maybe you should have raised your daughter to have some respect and not attack people. Maybe you should have raised your daughter with respect. Don't be worried about what the internet is going to do, because the internet is going to do what the internet is going to do. You need to have raised your daughter with some respect. Talking about, please be respect. No, she don't deserve no damn respect for what she did, for what those other little kids did. They deserve to go to jail. And you, if you're the mother, deserve to get sued. Possibly go to jail your damn self. Because why is your child out here behaving this way? Do y'all understand how terrifying? First of all, my moral compass wouldn't allow me to engage in behaviors like this. But even if I were, I wouldn't even think to do anything crazy like this, knowing how crazy my mama was. My head would have got knocked so hard against that wall, I would have been slapped back into utero and tried again. Let's be so for real here. My mama didn't play that. I would never have thought to behave this way, knowing how my mom and my dad probably would have gave me that work too if I was out here behaving like this little heifer right here. It starts with you. If you're the mom, it starts with you and the daddy. Where the pappy at? So no, you can't get out here demanding respect when your daughter behaved the way that she did. Oh, and she's a minor. I don't give a damn about that no more. She behaved like a grown-ass adult picking a fight with a grown-ass woman. All that, she's a minor, goes out the window once you do that. Don't cry now.
Okay.
Where's all that rah-rah energy? Don't cry now.
Come on, regret. Yeah.
Don't cry now. You think we give a damn about these tears?
Wrong foot. Happy.
It's okay, come on.
It's not okay.
Everything that I did.
You wonder why these kids act this way? It's because their parents enable them. It's all right. No, it's not all right. Y'all attacked a 6-year-old. How is that right? Parents like this enable this type of behavior. No wonder the little girl act this way. No wonder she picked a fight with a grown-ass woman.
And I was just being a follower. Following everybody who don't even got nothing that I got. And I apologize for everything because I wouldn't want to be in that situation. And I feel bad because
It's okay.
I gotta go through so much. Right? I wish I would never did what I did.
Do you have anything to say? I think her name is Shauna.
I was a bit people think somebody I'm not.
Somebody I'm not. Girl, that was all you. Somebody I'm not. You attacked a woman and her kids. You punched a woman from behind. Somebody I'm not. And you're never gonna actually be able to change that about yourself if you don't acknowledge that it's you. Stop saying, oh, I was just following. No, that was you. This is not accountability. Accountability would be, this was me, these were my choices, and then owning them. Not giving the accountability to somebody else. I was just being a follower. That's not accountability. That's not who yes, it is. Because you did it. You did it and you did it so boldly. Not only that, you did it twice. In the video, they showed her hitting this woman twice. Now, I don't know. She might have hit her even more than that. It is you until you change the behavior. It is you until you actually take accountability and you grow up with some damn sense.
I'm a different person than that. Happy.
I think everybody, we've all seen the video. Everybody's been sharing it. The public outcry is definitely there. And we're all on the same accord that it was, we want, I think more so than anything, we want everybody to understand that this is a child. All of them children that was in that video was children.
oh, well, they're just children. Look at how they were behaving. This is the reason why they behave this way, because you write it off as they're just children. Oh, you guys need to remember they're children. Trying to make them the victims. After they ganged up, mobbed this woman and her kids. They were behaving like damn near grown adults, attacking a grown-ass woman and her kids. Want us to have empathy and sympathy for these little bastards? I don't. There are situations where I can show empathy towards kids making bad decisions. This isn't just a bad decision. Let's not conflate a bad decision with you're a fucking menace.
Some of them, not all of them, may have families, but this baby here, she has a family that cares, that loves her, that has held her accountable. She understands what is going on, and I don't expect her to speak. We do not expect her to speak as we are going to speak because she's a child. What grade are you in, Kamira?
8th.
She's in 8th grade.
What grades do you get?
A's and B's, and I was homecoming queen. I'm the captain of the cheerleading team.
And yet and still, what was she doing? How was she behaving? Y'all were trying to make it seem like, oh my God, she's so much of potential. Look at all this. Look at how she was behaving. This is not accountability. Like I said, y'all need to start charging these parents.
And you know that.
And I know I'm a better person than what I was yesterday. And I can make a difference.
And you will make a difference, right?
I will make a difference.
Girl, F all that. Well, we don't care. We don't care about your fake ass apology. We don't care about, oh, I have good grades. This isn't me. Girl, that was you in the video behaving that way. We don't want to hear it. Next.
I'm going to tell y'all, just like I told the school, I tell the school every year. I literally transferred my son out that school last year and decided to, put him back in the school. And I don't know why I did that, but I basically transferred him back to the school. Because they wasn't trying to hear me out. They wasn't trying to hear me out in the beginning. They wasn't trying to hear me out when I was trying to get teachers and parent conferences. They wasn't trying to hear me out. I've been complaining to the same school for 2-3 years now. And first it was just like, okay, nitpicking, calling each other out of their name. But now we got worse to the fact that the little boy, when they go outside, he up and gun. He's showing guns in his backpack. Like, that's how worse it got. And the little boy is my son 9. The little boy should be only about 11, 12. He gotta be about 11 or 12. And his brother named Demetrius, he gotta be about in 5th grade. I don't know what it is, what they want to do with my son or whatever, but my son is very friendly. Like, he not the type that likes to fight. He's not a fighter. He's not a fighter. He okay. He right here. They just smacked him very hard. And I couldn't get it. I couldn't move my son at the moment because I had my daughter standing in front of me. So it was like, if I move my daughter or move any kind of way, I don't know what these kids trying to do. So they get out of school. They get out of school at 2:45. Boom. Okay, cool. Let's rewind it back. Rewind it back to this morning when I went up to the school and told the school about the police report that I already had about everything.
This is a failure on the school. You do what you have to do to go to the school and file complaints and let them know what's happening to your son, and they do jack about it. You wonder why these situations happen. It's because nobody takes it seriously. People give all this lip service about bullying, this, that, and the third. But when it comes right down to it, none of these schools give a damn. They don't care. They feed into the dysfunction by allowing it to fester. It's not only that the kids' parents aren't doing their job by raising their kids to be worth a damn. It's also that the schools are not holding these parents accountable for when their kids behave this way. They're not holding these kids accountable for when they bully and attack other kids. They have no no business putting their hands on that baby. And then y'all wonder why I say I don't want to put my kids in no damn school. Because if any of these little bastards were to put their hands on my baby, I'm putting hands on a mom. I know that I don't have the restraints that this good sister had. She had a lot of restraint that I would not have. That baby deserves to be able to go to school, learn, and not have to worry about looking over his shoulder. Especially, she said the little bastard had guns. Where are the parents? How are you getting access to these things? And then they wonder why I was team bring the guard to these different neighborhoods where like this is happening. Y'all wonder why I say that these thugs, these gangs need to be labeled as domestic terrorists. Because stuff like this breeds this type of behavior amongst the babies. The babies start doing what they see. They see this type of mob mentality, this type of thuggery. They see it in their communities and then they emulate it. They imitate that behavior that's been modeled to them. All these pro-blacks out here, they turn a blind eye to like this. All for the sake of defending black people against white supremacy? No, we need to take some time to defend ourselves against ourselves, because that's where a lot of this trauma, that's where a lot of this negativity is coming from. It's coming from our lowest denominator terrorizing the rest of us. Just because you grow up in the projects doesn't mean you should have to be subjected to a war zone. Doesn't mean that you should be subjected to your children going to school in fear, having your little 6-year-old baby being attacked. But no, it's anti-black for me to say that.
This morning, I was at the school, okay? I stayed at that school for about 10:30 talking to, because every time I come, all of a sudden, principals and people are in meetings. Y'all can't be in meetings every time I come. Every time I get there, y'all in some type of meeting. Okay, so I'm like, I'm not leaving until I talk to somebody. This is serious. This is serious this time. This is very serious this time. Because they were out last night trying to bully my son when we came back from the store. Mind y'all, the little boy that bullies my son, he don't get all rowdy and this and that until all his friends is around, okay? Until all his friends is around, until his little brother, pump him up or whatever. That's the time they get rowdy, okay? So I'm walking, okay? I'm just gonna start from last night, y'all. It's just been so much, and I don't even do shit. I stay to myself and my kids. That's it. That's all. Last night, I went and took my son to the store. Y'all mad at she let a middle schooler whoop her and her son? A middle schooler whoop me and my son? No, my son did not get whooped. The only person that really got hit on was me because I was protecting my kids. And I wasn't finna put my hands. I don't hit kids. I'm a grown-ass woman. I'm not finna hit nobody's kid, okay?
Whoever wrote that comment is a hood booger. If that's your takeaway, oh, you just mad because you got whooped on by middle schoolers. If that's your take, understand you're a sociopath. You have issues. And we wonder why the community is effed up. It's because we got a lot of people that think that way running around. Those little middle schools had no business putting their hands on anybody. Y'all care so much about, well, who won the fight. That's such a childish mentality. Grow up. It's not about who won the fight. It's about you shouldn't be fighting in the first damn place. Having some civility. Y'all know nothing about that. You just mad you got whooped on by. Really? Now, if that was a grown-ass individual leaving that comments, like I said, there's no wondering why the community is effed up the way that it is. There's no wondering why little kids were out here behaving this way because they're raised by people like that.
I am grown. I'm not finna put my hands on somebody's child. Okay, and this is why I didn't want to go live, because y'all want to get up here so yeah, you mad because you got beat, because you and your son got beat up by the middle schooler. Like, what? No, this ain't even about that. It's all about bullying, and the only reason I'm in the hospital is because I have sickle cell anemia. Can't no little kids put me in no hospital. Check that for your info. If y'all seen the video, I was literally trying to protect my kids. I wasn't worried about nothing else but my son and my daughter Where are my kids? It's about 20 kids. Damn near 5th grade, all the way up until 8th grade. What is an 8th grader doing trying to swing on my son? What type of shit is that? Who is judging her? We trying to figure out why she the only motherfucker defending her kids and his grandma's aunties, the cousin, etc. You right, Bam Bam. I am the only motherfucker to defend my kids because I was there at the time. I was there. I go pick up my kids. I go and pick up my kids from school. I do all of that myself. I don't need no help. I don't need none of that, okay? You lay up, if you lay up and you know what you getting yourself into and you have kids, you have to take care of those kids. I don't know about y'all, but I'm taking care of mine. Come in, whoever. It's not about them.
You guys know how I feel about having a father in the home. You guys already know how I feel about all of that. That is irrelevant to the problem that we're talking about right now, which is this mob mentality about these kids attacking this woman, attacking her children, and the lack of accountability. I'm not going to go in on this woman. You guys already know how I feel about that. And that doesn't change. Okay, how I feel about that does not change. But the topic at hand are these little kids attacking this woman and attacking those babies.
And you will make a difference, right?
I will make a difference.
Okay. So whoever laughing, whatever that's about, I want y'all to know that this baby, as well as all the other babies that's in that video, are very much our future. So if we laughing at them, we laughing at ourselves.
They are not our future. And if that is our future, then we need to just pack this up. You talking all this stuff about the future. Why you ain't raised your future to not put her hands on folks? This is why the kids behave this way. They have enabling ass mamas like this.
So we want to make sure that we check that and that we be present, and that those people that are not on the ground, those people that are scared of our young kids, that we get out here and we touch them, that we let them know that we hear, that we got something to say, that we care about them, that they have more resources than they know, and that we are available to them.
And know that it takes a village. It takes a village to raise all these kids. This is not just one person's fight. And I want you to know, Kamara, this is not all on you. You taking your responsibility of the role that you played in this. And she know the role that she played in this. And I want y'all to know that this is not the kid that she is, nor will she let the internet turn her into a kid that
It's not the internet turning her into this. These were her behaviors. These were her choices. So stop trying to detach her from her choices. That's why folks never change, because they never understand that their choices are a reflection of who they are. So the more you try to detach her, well, she's not like that. She's not. Guess what? That type of nonsense is going to fester because she's never going to actually deal with it. She's never going to actually be accountable to it. You're enabling her to be this way. It's not the internet turning her into that. It's her choices. We wouldn't be saying any of this, right? If it's really the internet turning her into this, then it would be people seeing a picture of her and then running off with a narrative. No, there is video evidence of your daughter behaving like a little thug, putting her hands on a grown woman. So no, it's not the internet making her out to be this way. She made herself out to be that way by behaving that way. So you're not going to be able to scapegoat it onto the internet. No, it's her. Check her. That's where all this energy needs to be focused on. Her and the rest of them little thugs.
child gonna try to say she is. So we are cooperating with investigation, or whatever needs to happen will happen.
And I think we had a pretty honest conversation today, right?
Yeah.
And you understand, like, it's okay to be smart. You're smart. You get A's and B's. You the captain of the cheerleading team. You was homecoming queen. You don't have to be bad just because you think it's cool. You don't have to do what other people do.
Right? This is another problem that you run into with parents. They always want to think that their kid is just so influenced. Oh, my kid would be influenced by the other kids. It's not my kid. Oh, it's just them. They're being peer pressured. Like you just said, she's the captain of the cheerleading squad. She was homecoming princess or queen or whatever the hell. And you don't think she's the leader of the pack? You don't get voted homecoming queen without being a leader in some form, shape, or fashion. It's all the tapped dancing for me. You want to make it seem like it's all the other kids, you know, imprinting on your child. Your child's just so innocent and she was just so influenced. Your daughter is the influencer. That's why she was homecoming queen. That's why she's cheerleading captain. She's the influencer. Y'all don't ever actually hold your children accountable for their behaviors. Understand, if my daughter were to engage in behaviors like this, first of all, I failed as a parent. Second of all, let's be so for real.
This don't define you. You are wrong. But this is not your end all be all. You can come back from this.
And you will come back from this.
You will come back from this. And everybody, like, give these parents and these kids, let's give them, the kids, a little grace. Let's get to the bottom of this. This is the issue in our community.
Let's give them some grace. This is the issue in our community. Yeah, they are the issue. And they're bum-ass parents. That is the issue. Give them some grace? You mean the grace that they gave to that mother and her children when they were beating them up? That grace? They want to be able to do everything under the sun that is negative towards you. But the moment you start giving them a fraction of that energy, because understand, the internet talking is not the same as them going up and mobbing your daughter or mobbing you. It is not the same level at all. You want to put this all on a sense of, well, the community just has these problems. Well, guess what? The community is made up of all these little problems coming together to create a community issue. Let's just focus on the abstract of the community has problems. No, let's focus on the exact incident that has happened here. That's the reason why she's bringing up the community. Well, the community has problems because then we can deflect to the overarching issue rather than talking about this specific incident that is contributing to the overarching issue. How we correct the overarching issue is by dealing with individual issues within the community. That's how we fix the community at large. It's not about just talking about these abstract ideas. No, it's going to the actual problems that are creating the overall issues within the community.
This is why the term a village, it takes a village. It's a lot for a parent. I'm not a parent, but it's a lot for a parent.
You want to play the victim? Yeah, it's a lot for a parent, especially the parent that got beat up in front of her kids, that had to watch her kids get hit, hair pulled. Yeah, it's a lot for that parent.
Let these kids take accountability, but let's not dog these kids. These are kids.
Like I said, enabling the behavior. Oh, they're just kids. You know, this is tantamount to, like, you know, when they say, oh, boys will be boys, when boys do things that they shouldn't do. Oh, well, boys should be boys. That's what you're doing. Well, they're just kids that could have really harmed that woman and her kids. They're just kids who could have killed them by slamming that little boy head into the concrete. They're just kids, right? They're just kids until they hurt somebody, until they murder somebody.
Let's make sure that we explain to these kids why it's wrong. A lot of these kids are each other influences. And it's so easy to say, oh, they being raised wrong. No, sometimes kids are being raised right. This child, she being raised right.
I can't tell by the way she squared up on that grown woman. Y'all want to say, oh, she's being raised right, but let's look at the outcome. Let's look at the end result. The end result was your little daughter putting hands on a grown woman. That's the result. So what do you mean, raised right? Well, what's your definition of right? That's my question. Because if I'm looking at the results, this is not the result of being raised right. But I am curious to hear you guys' thoughts down below. How do you guys feel about this whole situation? Do you agree with this mom that they're just kids? They're just kids. We should give them some grace. Or do you feel like me, where when you engage in uncivilized behavior like this, it deserves to get called out, however which way it gets called out, and that this is a failing of the parents? I am curious to hear you guys' thoughts down below. If you like this content, like the content. The more you interact with it, the more it gets pushed out into the algorithm. Also, hype the video. I have that function now. If you're feeling a little extra generous, the link is in the description to buy your girl a coffee. Shout out to Nick at Night. I will have this whole entire video linked in the description, so go ahead and check that out if you want to see the rest of the story. With that being said, thank you guys so much, and I will see y'all with the next one. Deuces.